What is going on YouTube? My name is Zach and welcome to the ZacAtk Bricks YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is going to be my dive headfirst into the LEGO community, creating LEGO content, reviewing LEGO sets, building a LEGO city, creating a LEGO room from a room in my house, and just making that space a very conducive space for building. So let me just go ahead and tell you a little bit about myself before we dive on into the actual building and making the LEGO room not be what it once was. So I am 33. I've been a LEGO fan since I was very little. In fact, I grew up playing with LEGO Duplo and then transitioned to my first LEGO set, which I believe was the Team Extreme Adventure, where you had a drawbridge and a trapdoor underneath the tent and a mountain range with a little four-wheeler and monster truck. That was my very first LEGO set of memory, and ever since then I have just been hooked. And anyways, over the last couple of years, I have begun to delve more deep into building and enjoying LEGO. In fact, it has become a very therapeutic thing for me, and I have really enjoyed being able to put on a show, play with some LEGO, build some LEGO, eat some snacks, and just kind of chill out and hang out. And it's just been really tugging at my heartstrings to maybe a good idea to document my growth and adventure as a member of the LEGO hobby. And the crazy thing is that this has actually been something that has been in the works for a year now. I actually started this project last summer, and I have been really indecisive with the channel name, what the LEGO room was going to look like. In fact, the LEGO room was completely different looking because I was just going to just kind of do like a minimal LEGO room and just put some tables and some shelves in there. But as time went on, I realized this is not really conducive for the grand vision that I have for the room, which it really isn't a grand vision. It's more of just a humble beginning and just slowly building onto it. And over the last year, I have slowly built upon it. I started off with designing the room, and then I realized the design I made just really wasn't conducive, and so I changed it up a bit. And then I realized, you know what, if I'm going to invest all this money into Ikea tables and shelving and all of that, then I might as well do the thing right and paint the room the color that I want. So I ended up painting the room one of the LEGO brick blue colors, which is probably my most favorite color of blue of all time. It didn't quite translate from the LEGO brick to the actual paint, but it still looks really good, and it's a really pretty blue, which you'll see here shortly. But over this time period, I completely took the room from just this sand green color from what the room was when I bought the house back in 2018, and it is shifted into this really pretty blue color. And just the layout in general was just kind of a crazy boring, just kind of 4 tables, 2 shelves, and honestly that fit really perfectly. But I had a more grand vision in store for what I wanted to do, and I really wanted to have the space available for a really nice LEGO city. And so that's what I've been working on and what I've been building on. And I'd like it to take you through the steps and everything that I've done and kind of like a cool little montage and just kind of talk you through it. And this will be broken up over a several part video. It's kind of like my introduction to you guys. And as time goes on, I'll share more about me. And if you want to keep up with everything that I'm doing, please follow me on my social media. I have a Twitter and an Instagram. You can follow me at ZacAtk Bricks. And I will be posting photos of LEGO sets I've been building, my dog Leia, and just shenanigans that I get up to and everything else. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into the initial stages of my LEGO room and showing you all the cool things I did starting off with painting. So painting was really fun, and going back and looking at the footage, I'm like, man, I wish the sand green color was just as pretty as it is on camera. But every day looking at it after a couple of years, it's just like, man, this is not really a good color. And maybe because it faded over time. Like I said, I bought this house in 2018, and the room kind of was as is, and I didn't really have much plans for it. And I at first, I'll be honest with you, I like this color paint. But after a while looking, I'm like, man, it's just not really fitting. And once I committed to the idea of turning the middle bedroom of my home into the LEGO room, I was like, all right, it needs to be something a bit more vibrant with some pop in it. And I ended up choosing this color from a LEGO brick in my collection. And I took a handful to Home Depot and asking the lady at the paint counter, could she match? She goes, oh yeah, no problem. I just need something a little bit bigger to look at. I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. And anyways, I pull out a handful of LEGO bricks from my pocket. She's like, I didn't expect that, but we can match that, no problem. And so she matched it. I got 2 gallons from her just to be safe. And anyways, just going with this color was really, really cool, and I liked how it came out. It really makes the room pop more, especially with the white tables and white shelves that I have in here. And the more other IKEA white furniture I add, like my bill table and the shelves on the wall and everything else that I've added in the meantime, has just really complemented the white color really, really nice. And I honestly can't wait to add more shelves in here that are going to be for display purposes, and also adding some LED strip lighting and to really give things a pop and light it from the ceiling down, which is going to be another project I'm going to work on here in the future. But I actually let this set for probably 2 days before I decided to finally pull the paint off, or pull the tape off rather. And anyways, it was just really relieved to have done, because I was on a painting spree with painting every other room in my house. So I was so happy to be done painting. It was just a huge relief. Now we are working on the closet, and I had some sets stored in here. I was also initially going to use this closet as my set storage, but also like box storage. And then I realized I do not have enough room for keeping old boxes and making a catalog of the sets that I had. I was also going to use the shelves on the right hand side as a storage for booklets and stuff like that. And anyways, that didn't end up working out. So here I went through, I pulled all the shelves out, and it wasn't really too bad. But the challenge was that these little cleats that were on the wall, they were just nailed into the wall, and some of them weren't even nailed in the stud. So had I kept, because my initial idea was to essentially use those cleats and use those existing cleats for the desk, and they were not even, obviously. So I ended up yanking them out and keeping the top 4. And anyways, once I did that, I essentially pulled out everything, and I wasn't exactly sure where I was going to go and if I was going to keep these cleats or not. And so anyways, I tested the level across of them, and seeing that the top 4 were level, I decided to keep those. Pulling these cleats out were a bit of a challenge because it was damaging the drywall, but I eventually got it. And see, my initial plan here was to keep this, and it just wasn't a good idea. And so eventually I think I ended up ripping those out, I want to say, and then taking them out completely and buying a new shelf from Ikea, or rather a new tabletop from Ikea, which it worked out pretty well. They didn't exactly have anything exact size. That's wishful thinking. But here I ended up going back and putting a little filler in the drywall where I'd made some holes, and taping is always fun. Taping in a concealed space is always fun because it's much less ground to cover, but it's also kind of a pain. And I want to say for this room in the closet, I think I used like 2 rolls of tape. And here I just had some plain white paint that I was going to use. I think I had this left over from when I had painted the ceiling. I really can't remember, but I may have bought some new paint. But anyways, painting all this was fun. Inside the ceiling, though, I did not paint the ceiling because the ceiling was popcorn, and I wasn't going to bother with that. So I left the ceiling. So if you ever look up, you will notice that popcorn is there. But hey, the closet is done, and now we can move on to cutting the desk up and getting that ready. Okay, so have the entire closet gutted and painted. Everything is a mess right now in the room because everything in the closet I didn't have space for. All my tabletops and stuff were absolutely covered up. So I'm just kind of like, where do I put the stuff? So it ended up going on the floor. The Death Star is on a chair, and I've been trying to combo do stuff. I haven't pulled the tape off the walls yet. I figured, why not just pull all the tape off all at once? So I have the closet completely, painted, and I can pull the tape up. And so now that's what I'm going to do, is pull the tape up. Little mishap. I went to Ikea and bought the wrong tabletops. I ended up having to go back yesterday and turn around and go return that tabletop and get the one I actually needed. I'm going to end up cutting that one down from the back a little bit. That way it's not, that way there's room to butt up against the wall. And I'm probably going to take off a little bit off the side because the tabletop is actually almost the perfect width, but I need it to be a little bit smaller. In fact, I need it to be the exact same width as the shelf here. So that's going to be very challenging. Not going to be very challenging to do, but it's just going to be fun to cut and then get that in there. And I have these little L brackets I bought from Home Depot that I'm going to put to support the sides in the middle of the desk top. That way the computer won't be super duper heavy. And then what I just realized is that I need to actually go back to Home Depot again and buy some more L brackets to put my PC up, because as you can see down here, there's this little incline that the previous people who I bought this house from had put in to put their shoes on, and I didn't feel like ripping that out because it looked like really nice. And so I thought, well, maybe if I sell this house, that may be something that people would want to keep. So I didn't really feel like doing all that. And more than likely, the carpet stops right there. So I didn't want to rip that up and find that there's no carpet in there. So let's not do that. So I kept these two brackets in here, these two little wall cleats. I kept these because I'm going to put two shelves above here. That way I can store stuff still and maybe have some Lego display above my desk. And then I actually have the other cross piece that was meant to hold up the middle section of the shelving here. And so I'm going to cut that with my miter saw, because it's pretty much the exact same width this board. So I'm going to cut that and put that up in here. That way I don't have to go and buy another shelf. And then the real challenge is just going to be getting my desk, all these peripherals, everything attached to the new desktop, and then getting this out of here, breaking this down, the actual desk portion of it. That way I have more room to work. That way I can get the tables back in. So I have a pretty fun day ahead of me. I did notice there's some touch-up work that needs to be done in the closet, but you know what? You're not going to see it, and neither am I, so I'm not going to worry about it. So anyways, let's just get to it. This is the day number 3 of working in the Lego room. Excuse me. Dusting stuff at work, blowing out a bunch of projectors, and so I have this coating of dust in my throat. So it happens when you service 200 plus projectors where you work. It gets extra protein, so I'm gonna get some water and some stuff. Hopefully that stuff will get out of my throat. And let's just get to it. This is day number 3. The first day I worked on getting all this painted, and then in here, second day, ripping all the stuff out and getting it painted, which was fun. And I'm actually noticing a part of my ceiling where I had patched a couple years ago. You probably can't tell because of the sun, but not the greatest patchwork. That's when I was a novice at painting, but now we're actually pretty good at painting, I think. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, let's get to it. All right, everyone, that's going to wrap up this video. If you haven't already, be sure and smash that like button and subscribe to stay up to date for more videos on the Lego room and future builds for the Lego City. And if you want to keep up with projects in between uploads, be sure and follow me on my social media, which you can find a link in the description box below. Again, I have a Twitter and an Instagram where I'll be posting all kinds of stuff, including pictures of my adorable puppy princess Leia and more. So if you want to do that, be sure and click those links in the description box below, and stay tuned for the next video, which we will be continuing working on the Lego room. We're going to be working on the closet build for the desk and computer area. That way I can have a good editing rig station and a place to play some retro games and whatnot. So be sure to stay tuned for that. I will be uploading whenever I can. It's kind of a hectic time for me for my work. It's my busy season, if you will. So uploads in between time may be a bit slow and sparse. So if you want to stay up to date for mini stuff in between, social media is the great place for Twitter and Instagram. So be sure and do that. Again, link for everything in the description box below. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure and smash that like button and subscribe, like I said earlier. And again, more videos are coming soon, and stay tuned for that. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys pretty soon in a live stream once I get all that set up. It's actually really exciting because fiber is being run in my neighborhood, so I may be able to stream here in the future. It will be an awesome possibility to do live streams for building and whatnot, just hanging out in general. So lots of cool stuff to come, so please stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a great week, and keep building, friends.